want to take this opportunity, as already stated. The insurance industry in the year 2022 remained on a positive growth, and this is witnessed in the gross written premiums, which grew from 1.18 trillion in the year 2021 to 1.425 or 1.43 trillion in the year 2022. This was a 20.4% growth as compared to the 10.6% in the year 2021. We are indeed happy because when you note that in the year 2020, the growth was only 9.3%. And this impressive growth is a clear evidence of recovery from the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. As the regulator, we are indeed proud of that, and we are very optimistic that the year 2023 will be much better. Of the 1.43 trillion, non-life or general business generated a total of 818.7 billion in the gross written premiums, and this, when you compare it to the 707 billions in the year 2021, this represents a 15.8% growth, and this to us is also something good. But you must also note that this was 57.7% of the entire written premiums, gross written premiums. As I noted earlier on, when non-life contributes more, it means there is much we need to do to see that life contributes much more than the non-life. And the reasons are clear. Non-life is normally said to be general business or short-term business. So even the premiums which are collected, the investments which are made are not that they are for a long term. And in many instances, many countries you've seen growth, or many of the buildings which are coming up in developing economies or developed economies are buildings owned by life companies. So we are working to see that life contributes much more than non-life. So we are also seeing it steadily coming, because in the year 2021, non-life contributed close to 60% of the gross written premiums. So if it contributes to 57.7% in the year 2022, we see that life is continuously gaining momentum and capturing its space. The growth rate of 15.8 registered in the year 2022 was recognized to be significantly higher than the rate of 6.25%, which was registered in the year 2021. And this is a clear message that we are recovering from the effects of COVID, and indeed other factors which contribute to the growth of the insurance business and the economy at large. Life insurance, on the other hand, contributed 400 and 85.8 billion in the gross written premiums in the year 2022. You may also need to note that this was an improvement from the 397 billion in the year 2021, which represents a 22.3% growth in gross written premiums. And I am also happy to say that life now contributes 34.1% of the overall gross written premiums in Uganda in the year 2022. And in the year 2021, life was contributing 32.3%. As I stated earlier on, we are seeing life acquiring its rightful position, and we shall do much more to see that this is captured. The growth in life of 22.3 was also significantly higher than the growth which was registered in the year 2021, because it was at 11.7%. So we are seeing it doubling to in 2022 to 22.3%. Regarding the health membership organizations, and these ones, as you may recall, this is the monoline or the single line facility-based medical insurance providers. We noted that it generated 38.3 billion in gross written premiums. And we also noted that this went down from 48.3 billion in the year 2021. We noted that this was a 20.7% decline for the health membership organizations. And a significant decline is as a result of the exit of one HMO, IML, and also loss of some of the clients to health insurers. Therefore, in our analysis, we realized that there was no loss of premiums per se, but the premiums moved from health membership organizations and were recorded in the general non-life or the specialized health insurance companies. Regarding the specialized health insurance company, which we all know, we still have one company doing this business. We realized that they generated 81.4 billion from 31 billion, which was registered in the first half of 2021. And this was 163% growth, which also made this specialized line contribute 5.7% of the market share. Regarding microinsurance companies, these ones generated a total of 611 million, marginally reducing from the 657 millions in the year 2021. This was a decline of 7%, and it accounted for 2.7% of the market share. The reduction in the microinsurance space is attributed to the competitive pressures on the incomes, especially at lower income pyramid, which brought about the cost of living being more strained and therefore less people taking up insurance at that lower level of the pyramid. As you know, The Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda is indeed more concerned at the people at the lower pyramid or lower income people. We have therefore decided to make deliberate efforts to see that we address this reduction with a view of improving it significantly and also bringing on board products and initiatives which hitherto were not on the market, so that we can help the people at the lower of the pyramid. The insurance uptake in the year 2022, when we look at the total number of Ugandans who have taken up insurance, has improved to 2,475,657. 2,475,647 Ugandans are now covered. This includes the individual and the corporate covers. Considering the UBOS estimated population of 45.5 million Ugandans, we can comfortably say that 5.4% of the total population now did have insurance in the year 2022. On the insurance penetration, we have registered a slight improvement from a 0.796% to 0.876% in the year 2022. And this penetration, as I told you earlier on, is the contribution of the sector to the GDP. And this, we are seeing the contribution of insurance to the GDP being affected by rebasing, which you may recall that in the year 2014 and the year 2019, there was rebasing of our GDP, and that meant that the contribution of insurance on the insurance penetration was affected. When we come to the insurance density, and this is the measure of the extent of insurance deepening, what we do is the gross written premiums, and you divide by the number of people in the country. We have seen that it has increased from 28,059 to 31,315 Ugandan shillings. And this represents 11.6% growth over the year. To put insurance density in another way, when we say that every Ugandan indeed took up insurance, we can say that each Ugandan spent 31,315 on insurance. And that to us is a good line of seeing things. When we come to agriculture insurance in the year 2022, a total of 496 farmers were covered in the year 2022 alone. And this generated gross written premiums 11.4 billion only from agriculture. As you may recall, government provided a subsidy of 5 billion per year. And we are in discussion with Ministry of Finance to see how they can improve on the premium subsidy, because we note that the premium subsidy really is exhausted in only one cycle of production, or the first quarter. It is normally exhausted, and Ugandans would want to have the subsidy covering the entire year. We have also noted that a total of 372.2 billion was insured in agriculture. This brings the cumulative number of farmers covered over the years to 665,240, and the cumulative sum insured of 2.3 trillion. A total of 8.75 billion was paid out in claims. As you note, as I said earlier on, 11.4 was the gross written premiums in agriculture, and a total of 8.7 or 8.8 was paid out in claims. And this therefore means that many of the farmers who took up agriculture insurance and suffered a loss were indeed paid. And cumulatively, a total of 32.6 billion has been paid in claims over the years. Overall claim payouts. The sector players have continued to demonstrate great improvements in the quality of service related to payment of legitimate claims. Gross claims paid out on account of both life and non-life, including health membership organizations, increased by 8.2%, from 564.8 billions in 2021 to 618.7 billions in the year 2022. If you want to look at 2020, it was 444.7 billion. So over the years, we have seen payment in claims improving from 444.7 to 564 or 65 to 618.7 billions. When we come to the intermediaries, beginning with the insurance brokers, during the year 2022, gross written premium income collected through brokerage distribution was 480 billion. And this is an improvement from the 412.6 billion generated in 2021. This was a 16% growth in the year 2022. In relative terms, brokers' business accounted for 29% of the entire gross written premiums. And this was an increase of 2% when you compare to the percentage, which was 26.9% in the year 2021. An increase in the broker's share in total premiums is indeed a positive development, given that the brokers provide an ecosystem, especially which is a professional touch, and indeed which adds value to the people who take up insurance. Going to bank assurance, as you know, these are banks which are licensed by ourselves to do insurance intermediary business. During the year 2022, gross written premiums collected through bancassurance channel was 142.7 billion, compared to 103.5 billion, which was done in the year 2021. This represents a 37.8% growth and accounts to 10% of the total written premiums in the year 2022. And in the year 2021, the share of bancassurance was 8.8%. And this is a good development as well, as you note that bancassurance is a channel which is intended to provide a one-stop center, and it will also galvanize the goodwill of the clients, and we serve people who go to the banks and they can get insurance services. Moving to the sector asset base. And in the sector asset base, we mean the value of the company assets after deducting all liabilities. And point to note, we are looking at net asset base. This moved from 834.3 billion in the year 2021 to 924.2 billion in the year 2022. And this is an increment of 11%. The net assets are a measure of the financial strength and the capability of the sector to absorb risks, to underwrite and absorb risks locally. May I now move to the milestones registered during the year 2022. As you note, the year 2022 was an eventful year where the Insurance Regulatory Authority, together with other sector players, registered great milestones which we are proud of. One is the operationalization of the Insurance Appeals Tribunal. You are aware that this is now fully operational, and people are invited to use the services of the Insurance Appeals Tribunal if need be. The second achievement was partnering with the Innovation Village to promote activity in our insurance regulatory sandbox. You are aware that we are very keen on innovation, and that's why we decided to always have an innovation, an insurance week where we promote innovation, and we also award the people who have innovated much more. And this partnership was concretized in the year 2022. Thirdly, we witnessed the development and eventual launch of the online complaints management system. We invited you, members, and indeed, you are aware that now to have your complaint registered with the Insurance Regulatory Authority, you do not need to walk to IRA, but you can do it online. And even meetings can be held online, and we can have a resolution done when you are at the comfort of your office. The fourth point was the acquisition of the regulatory reporting software, which will aid the reporting, licensing, risk-based supervision, among others. We were calling it Visor software, but now it has acquired a new name, Reginology, but still it is the same provider, and The installation of the first module is in advanced stage, which is going to help us to have real-time data and real-time interventions. The fifth point is the development of the mortality table for Uganda. You may be aware that many countries do not have mortality tables. And mortality tables are the tables or the detail which is used by experts to compute your premiums, mostly those who do life insurance. These are the tables which are used for retirement benefit schemes. These are tables which are used for many other schemes. Even the pension schemes use mortality tables. So I am happy that the Insurance Regulatory Authority, working with other development partners, we managed to have mortality tables for Uganda. Many others are using mortality tables for UK. And others now, some of our neighbors now, are using mortality tables for Uganda because they do not have theirs. And mortality tables will look at the longevity of people, how do people produce, how do people die, and the other considerations are there which are done by experts to help the mortality computations. And the last milestone registered during the year, among the many, is the making sure that we go regional. We now have regional ambassadors. We are soon opening regional offices. And this is a development which came in the year 2022, and we are proud of making sure that we go near all Ugandans and we can serve them much better. The outlook of 2023 onwards. Uganda's economy is weathered successful shocks, has withstood shocks in the year 2022, with the GDP expected to grow and recover to 5.7 in the financial year 2023. A post-COVID-19 recovery in services and industry sector is expected to offset the weather-induced decline in agriculture and registering a growth in the premiums of 20.4 over the reporting year. This is also looking at the Ministry of Finance Planning and Economic Development forecast, which shows that inflation will average between 6 and 8% in the year 2023, compared to the average of 7.2 annual headline inflation in the year 2022. This means, therefore, that inflation will move to the medium-term target of 5% by the end of the year 2023. And this reduction in inflation, if sustained, will mean that we shall see the demand for insurance growing much better. The first quarter of 2023 has already painted to us a picture which is much better, because we have registered in the first quarter 473.8 billion and the first quarter is the January to March of 2023. When we compare this to the first quarter of 2022, which was January to March of 2022, it was 412.3 billion. So the 473.8 billion in the first quarter of 2023 represents a 14.9% growth. That gives us high hopes that the year 2023 we will see more developments, and the growth is more expected in the year 2023. The growth in the year 2023 is expected to be driven by the following points. One, life of both group and individuals in the year 2023. More people are expected to undertake group and individual life. It is also expected to be enhanced by enhanced risk awareness. We are seeing more people being aware of the risks around them. We are seeing more people inquiring from us and inquiring from other sector players about the risks available, and this means more people are taking up insurance. It is also going to be driven by the public sector, engineering and construction, and indeed the investments related to the 2023-24 first half performance. As you know, many of the roads and indeed the investments, the large investments which are done by government, have to be insured. And when they are insured, we report on them. It is also expected to be driven by the marine compliance improvements. As you know, we launched the compulsory mandatory or localized marine insurance, and that is expected to be improved on the how we monitor it and indeed how Ugandans respond to it. The other driver will be medical insurance consumption. As you are aware, many Ugandans, as we speak now, have taken up medical insurance, and this to us is a positive line, because medical touches you and me, and when someone takes it, it makes him appreciate why he must insure. And when we have realized that the people who take up medical have ended up taking up another insurance elsewhere, and this is positive. It will also be driven by the emerging sector opportunities like the oil and gas. As you are aware, beginning last year, oil was insured in Uganda, and we expect to see more insurance taking up in this field. We also expect it to be driven by the growth in agriculture premiums and agriculture uptake. More specifically, the parish development models, which, as you are aware, has a component which touches on agriculture. We expect more people to enroll for agriculture insurance. It will also be driven by enhanced awareness, and indeed the public trust is improving over the years. We are looking at the complaints redress done at the Insurance Regulatory Authority, improving this confidence. We are seeing that players paying claims promptly, improving the trust. We are seeing that the the improved supervision by the regulator, IRA, is also improving. And we are seeing also the new partnerships being able to improve the public trust. And we also see that many more Ugandans are going to the middle income class, also improving the trust and also taking up more insurance covers. In the short to medium term, more attention will be paid to claim settlement and claim processes. This is intended to ensure that payable claims are paid, and they are not only paid, but they are paid in time. We shall continue to engage the micro-insurers and the health membership organizations to understand their predicaments and determine how to intervene in view of their critical importance. I want to thank you for listening to me and always for being partners in this development.